So let's get started with worksheet number 9, and then we'll skip over to 11 since we just completed 10 in the last session. I was a little disappointed that most of these are combinations. I think I only found one permutation, which was tricky for me. So we're just going to do, in this worksheet, we're just going to do pages 1 and 2. So we're going to do 1 through 10. Okay. The other questions are kind of redundant and really doesn't help that much. So, unless you just want to do it, but for your video check, you need to be responsible for 1 through 10. I'm going to go ahead and do the evens with you now. I'm sorry, the odds. Now, it starts off actually using 2 instead of just 1 combination. Okay, so this front page is basically just a little warning. Okay, these are going to all involve 2 combinations. Okay, versus only 1 combination. 1 formula with the C. Okay, so let's figure out why, and then when we get to the second half, which is 6 through 10, there's a few, or most of those are just going to be 1 combination, okay? Okay, so Lauren is going on a cruise. She has 6 sundresses and 14 pairs of shoes she wants to pack. There's only room for 4 sundresses and 8 pairs of shoes. How many different outfits can she make? Okay. So, she can only pick 4 dresses, right? Out of how many dresses? Okay, she's picking 4 out of 6. She's not picking all 6. She's picking 4 out of 6. And the order does not matter what she picks. Okay? So connect the sundresses, the numbers for the sundress, and then connect the numbers for the shoes. So we have 14 total pairs of shoes. We have 8 pairs of shoes that we can only pick. So we're going to do 14 and 8. Notice how the smaller number goes on the right all the time. And then what are we going to do with these 2? If I'm trying to find total number of combinations, is multiply there. Okay. Now it's going to look kind of messy with if you just do the formula. But hopefully by now you are comfortable with your calculator to be able to just type this in and let it do the heavy lifting for you. You just press enter. Okay? So if you don't want to learn your calculator, then you're just going to have to do it the long way. If you can make it a goal to learn your calculator, the one you're going to use in the test, type it in and move on. Okay? So anybody need help putting this in your calculator? Well, that's not a phone. I'm talking about an actual calculator. The one that you can use on the test. Okay, let me know if you get stuck. I had one person already show me, and now she knows what to do. It's going to save her a lot of time. Okay? All right.
Okay, I think I might for you show me.
I'm sorry?
I don't know for you show me.
Is it a scientific calculator? Let me. So I'll keep this color coded. It's going to be okay. 6 minus 4 times 4. Whoops. Wait. My bad. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be ugly and messy and not very nice. So in your case, since you only have the exclamation mark, you can 6, hit the button, divided by 2, hit the button, divided by 4, hit the button. Write that down as the blue, the left side. And then do the same thing for the red. 14, hit the button, divided by 6, hit the button, divided by 8, hit the button. Then you have 2 answers, then you have to multiply those. Yeah, the easiest way is to type it in like that in your scientific calculator. But at least you can break it down some. Right? Naomi? And then after that, if you're doing it without a calculator, you just have to split everything out, spread it apart, and start canceling stuff out. Okay? Okay, so I asked you guys to look at number 3, where we wait a little bit. It is 45,045. So, okay, taking the test, you have to write an essay for 3 of the 5 questions of part 1, 4 of the 6 questions of part 2. How many different combinations of questions can he answer? So you know you're going to multiply 2 combinations. So in part 1, it's 3 out of 5, right? Part 2, it's 4 out of 6. Okay, and again, you just type this in your calculator, and you're going to get 150. Okay? Number 5. Best Buy has 9 different washing machines in stock, 6 different clothes dryers in stock. Okay? So we have 9 here, we have 6 here. The manager wants to place 3 of the 9, there you go. 3 of the 9, and hold on. 3 of the 9 and 2 of the 6. Again, you just type this in your calculator and get 1260. Okay. Everybody see how we're doing two different combinations, right? Okay, let's go to the next page, or number 7. Okay, number 7. A student must select and answer 4 of 5 essay questions on the test. How many ways can he or she do this? So, does this sound like 2 or 1? It's 1. Okay? He's just doing 4 to 5. All right. So basically it goes from 2 combinations to 1, and that's about it. So number 9 is the last one. Ruth Eckerd Hall must select 8 out of 10 possible entertainers for its summer schedule. How many is going to be done? So again, I'm not really sure why the easier ones are here. Okay, any questions, issues? So we're going to skip the rest of this, okay, because it's redundant. You basically have the same stuff over and over again, and it's actually only 1 combination, which isn't that much interesting. But let me warn you, there is 1 permutation here, okay? So go ahead and with your partners do the evens. Only to 10, okay? All right, let's go to worksheet 11, which is, so again, we're skipping this. I mean, you can do it if you want, but for the purposes of your video check, notebook check, that is not required. We're not asking you those. All right. So now we get to our last section. We're just going to do the first 3, okay? And then hopefully you have some time to get some work done, if you haven't already. So chapter 11.9, the last section. Actually, let me double check. I printed out. You know you can print out your homework assignments, right? You can do them on paper, do them later. So there are a whopping, you guys ready for this? You're gonna have to set a lot of time to study for this. 5 questions. 5 questions for 11.9. So we're just gonna do, that's for your homework. So for here, we're just gonna do the first 3 here, all right? And they're all pretty different. So we're just going to do these together, and that'll be it for your turn in, okay? So take a look at, this is a little, actually it's very different, okay? So let's be careful. A worship band consists of 7 males and 3 females. How many total is that? All right. So that kind of just tells you, 10 total. If only 3 members are to be selected to sing a new song, okay, so that's the condition. 3 members only out of the 10. What is the probability that 3 males will be chosen? So this is asking for the probability that of 3 males. So we do have to go back to kind of remember the basics of probability. You put the total at the bottom, and then at the top you put what you're looking for. But this is not the normal probability. We're trying to find out how many from a whole group. Okay, we're trying to find the probability of some, not all of them. So let's be careful here. So the first one is going to be how many total males are there to choose from? How many total number of possible males? Because that's the question. The question is about males. So let's write this out first before we put numbers. Total number of possible males. Okay, we're going to have to figure that out. It's not as easy as it looks. All right, then the probability, the number of possible, the number of possible options there are to get only 3. Or actually to get, so to exclude the female. So basically, number of possible options to just get 3 males. Okay, remember there's 7. So it could be the first 3, or it could be the last 3. It could be the 3 in the middle. There's all kinds of options for just 3 males. Okay. So here's the weird part. So in the previous section, we multiplied 2 combinations. Let me give you a little preview. In this section, we're going to be dividing. We're going to be dividing 2 combinations. Okay. All right, so let's start with the bottom. How many total are there? Total male and female. 10. But we're interested in males. So how many total males are there? So we have to do we're grabbing 7 from the 10. We're not grabbing all 10. Okay, that's the problem. We're not grabbing all 10, okay, because not all 10 are males. There's only 7 of the 10 are males. That gives us our total number. And then our number of possible options to get 3 males from those 7. Well, how many males are there? 7. And then from those 7, we're trying to grab 3 at a time. So it's going to look like that. Again, if you have a calculator, you just type in the first one, divide, and then divide by the second one. Okay? If you do them one at a time, What's the answer to the top one? $35. And the bottom is $120. Okay? Now please, don't do the big formulas here because that's going to just look crazy. And it's going to scare you away. So leave it as simple as possible. Maybe do scratch work on the side if you have to, and then plug in the numbers. All right? So what's 35 over 120? Your calculator should reduce this to 7 over 24. Okay? All right, so questions. Let that sink in a little bit. We're doing regular probability, which we know is a ratio. All what?
All women.
All women, all females, right. So if that helps you, I don't know. Okay, so let's start working with the bottom part. Okay, from the 10 total, how many are we interested in regards to females? Actually, I didn't do it that way. I'm sorry. Let me ask it this way. Let's focus on the male part for the bottom. There's 10. So 10 out of 7 males. That's for the total. And here's the female part. If you choose all 3 females from 3 females, it kind of looks like this, right? 3 females from 3 females. Isn't that the same thing as just 1? Because the order doesn't matter which way you choose the female. So if you type this in your calculator, you're going to get 1. And the other part is the same as the top, which is 120. Okay? All right, so that's how I did that one. Focused on the males, and then I thought about picking 3 females, okay? From 3 females. Now the book may do a 1 minus deal, which you can do that as well. Okay, what about number 3? We'll end with this because this is the tricky of them all, most tricky of them all. So 2 females and 1 male. How many are we interested in?
3.
Okay, so we need to do we're choosing out of the 10 total persons. We're choosing 2 female and 1 male. That's a total of 3. Okay, so we're trying to get the probability, the combinations of choosing 3 out of the 10. That's the total. And now let's focus on the female and then the male, because those are different. How many females do we have? 3, and we're trying to choose 2 out of those 3. Okay? And then, how many males do we have? We have 7 males, and we're trying to choose 1 from those 7. Woo! I hope you're learning your calculator. Okay? Because if you are, this is easy. Just multiply, then divide. 3 combinations, and you're done. Yeah.
I did number 2 different, but I got the same answer.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, guys, so this is basically 11.9. It's, as you can see, doesn't look that exciting to do, but it is challenging. There's only 5 to do from this section, okay? There's only 5.
Yeah, what is the answer? Because I'm sure we'll have an account.
Oh, it's in the bottom there.
Oh.
Yeah.